What's up, YouTube? Front brake pad and rotor change on the 8th gen Corolla or Chevy Prizm. No fuss, I'm just gonna get started. If you have hubcaps, the first thing you're gonna do is take off your hubcaps. So you just take your hands and you come in to the holes. You can start to get them. Do that all the way around. Just keep going. Vintage, baby. 1/2-inch breaker bar. It's a 21 millimeter. So you've got 4 lugs. While it's still on the ground, crack your lugs.
Crack your lugs.
All right, you got the lugs cracked. All right, obviously I have a lift. If you are using a jack and jack stands, be safe. Since you're working in the front, you can set your parking brake. For the rear, you can chalk your wheels fore and aft, and then you're gonna wanna get it on jack stands. So your jack points on the sides are the pinch welds, okay? So raise one side at a time, or if you wanna raise both sides at one time, you can utilize this jack point here. But just make sure you're on metal, solid metal. Get it on jack stands, and I'll see you in the next step. All right, so you got the car off the ground. Lazy ass, gonna get a chair. And then I'm not gonna use air tools because I'm gonna just simulate, anybody being able to do this. So there's a breaker bar. Again, it's a 21 millimeter. I like to clean everything up on the wire wheel, so every bolt that I take off, just assume that I'm gonna clean up on the wire wheel. All right, take the wheel off. All right, I just like to hit bolts with penetrant. Again, I'll link everything down below. A slide pin bolt, caliper bolt, and then I'll just hit this hanger bracket bolt just for fun. Since I'm doing pads and rotors, I'm gonna take off the caliper, obviously, to get the rotor off. I'm gonna do that to also clean up some stuff while I have it off. I'm gonna be using these caliper hanging, which I'll link down below also. They're not a must-have, but they make things so much easier. You can hang each piece up off the strut tower or the whole assembly, whatever. If you're just doing the pads, you can just take off this top slide pin bolt. It's a 14 millimeter, and just loosen the bottom slide pin bolt, and then swing the piston part of the caliper, swing it down, and you can do your pads. To see how the pads go in and stuff, you can skip ahead in the video, but I'm gonna do everything. Pads, rotors, brake pad, caliper clips, new squealer clip. There's different ways to skin a cat, but my personal preference is I just like to crack the slide pin bolts while everything's mounted. So those are 14 millimeters. Let me get those. And you can turn your wheel so that you can get behind easier, but especially if you're on the ground with a jack, turn your wheel towards the side you're working on. Crack those free, and then I'm gonna crack the caliper bolts. Those are 17 millimeter. And for these, I use a breaker bar with a short extension. Lovely. That one was looser. All right, coming around the back side here. 14 millimeter for the slide pins. Bottom caliper bolt, 17s. Top and bottom, here's the other one. You can't miss them. You stick a lug nut back on, hold everything still while I'm wrenching on this caliper. I still have one more bolt in the caliper holding it on, so while that's still held on, we're gonna get this hanger bracket back here that this brake hose hangs on. That's a 14 millimeter also. So that's out of the hanger bracket there. All right, so my slide pins are nice and loose. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the caliper bolts all the way. I'll hang it up and I'll separate the two pieces. I'll speed all this up. And just hold the caliper as you get the last bolt out. So now if yours isn't too stuck on there, you can just shimmy this off. If your pads need to, be pushed out a little bit, you can get a flathead in here and pry. Just take it with your hands and move it like this, and you should be able to get more room. Support the caliper. So and pull that off. So for now, just to relieve myself, hang it through here and then hang it up on the strut coil here. we're just gonna throw on the rotor real quick. Again, I'll put links down below. These seem to be pretty nice, affordable rotors. They got a painted hat. All right, so pretty standard. Rotors come oiled so they don't rust. Get it out of the bag and just brake clean. You don't need a whole lot, but we're gonna break down the oil. For rotors, if yours are really stuck, then at least on Toyotas, they typically have these two holes tapped into the hat of the rotor. And if you take two 12mm bolts, I'll show you. So mine's gonna come free, but if you get bolts, you can thread them in and you can see it moving. You see it moving there. So these bolts are gonna press the rotor off. Screw through and they're gonna push against the hub and they're gonna push the rotor off. So I always keep these in my toolbox. Other manufacturers have them too. You know, it could depend on the rotor manufacturer, the car maker, so just look out for those too, and that'll help you press those off. Take your rotor off. Now, you could take a drill with a wire wheel and really doll this up. You can put anti-seize on the hub if you feel like it. I'm not gonna do that today. Mine doesn't look too bad. I'll take the wire brush to it real quick. Clean up your studs. Recommend doing that if you got a brush. I'm gonna take the caliper down again. I'm gonna take this apart. So I'm just taking these all the way out and then I'm gonna separate the two pieces. So note your orientations. They really only go on one way, but note your orientation. It's like I got a torn boot there. I take my, you can go through the body of this with your hanger and hang this up. The pads just pop them out to the inside, right? You can put them down in the same orientation that they came off. So this squealer was on the inside. This little clip right here, I'll show you when I put the new one on. I'll put it on the inside because that's how it was. The other side was on one of the outer pads. So pop your clips out and you can put them down in the same orientation. You can't really mess them up though. Typically, I would pull the slide pins out. They're moving freely, so check that yours are moving freely. If you can, pop them out, and I use Sil-Glide. So I'll link this down below too. It's silicone-based lubricant. Grease up your pins. If your pins are really shot or your caliper's not moving, like just get a whole new caliper. You can rebuild them if you want also. Oh, let me clean this up. Wire brush it. Maybe take a little brake clean to it, wire brush it. I like to just put a little Sil-Glide on pretty much everything. Here's the bottom clip. Goes like this. I just like to just put a little lube in there to keep it happy. So it just snaps in, you'll feel it. Same thing for the top. Can't really mess them up. It just fits in like that. Get your clips in, little lube in the seats too. Helps the pad slide easier. Not much. So I'm just gonna set this aside for now. All right, so the pads are the same, both sides. They just have to be, the banana shape. It goes with the wheel, rides with the wheel. This is the little squealer clip, and I'll put that on the inner pad because that's how it came off. They put little dimples so you can put it on any spot on the brake pad. But this little squealer clip clips on. There's a little tooth. That tooth is gonna sit in that slot. So that just hooks in. So that's your squealer tab. As the pad wears down, it's gonna rub on that steel and squeal to tell you when to change them again. So there's that. All right, now I'm also gonna set these pads aside. I'll get back to working on this caliper, which my boot looks torn, so we'll see if it compresses or not. All right, I'm gonna do some redneck yoga, but got a C-clamp, right? And I've got a 10mm wrench. So take this down and I'll clean it up a little bit. So, you want to span the wrench over the caliper, and then you're just going to take your C-clamp. Get enough space first on the clamp. Get it on the back of the piston. Just put my knee up here. Whatever way, I'm probably doing it a dumb way, but whatever way makes it easiest. If you have someone to hold it, it helps. Cinch this up first. So it is compressing. I'll still end up like rebuilding it or getting a new one, I'm not sure yet. Try not to be in the way, but you know what to do. Just bring the piston all the way in. Until it stops. Take your clamp off. You'll have enough space for your new pads, which are thicker than the old ones. Pretty much standard for any brake job, right? Let me get this hung back up and resituated. All right, so we're gonna throw in this new rotor. Throw a lug nut back on it on the bottom. Keeps it from swinging out. All right, now I'm gonna put my two pieces back together, the caliper. I'm just gonna get the bottom bolt on, finger tight. And I'm gonna take a caliper bolt, just get it started. I'm gonna put the bottom one in. And like I was saying, if you're just doing the pads, you just need that top slide pin bolt out so you can flip this piston portion of the caliper down and you can stick your pads in the clips, fold this back up. So if you're doing that, you still have to take off the hanger bracket for the brake hose. So I'll do the outer one. It's the same for the inner one. You just wanna, the pad only goes on one way. The banana goes with the shape of the wheel. You don't want to stick it in an angle. You want to stick it in like as straight as you can. So just kind of get it real straight up and down and just fit the tongues in and then push it against the rotor. Same thing on the inside. Pads in. I'm just going to put a little sill glide on the back plate of the pads. All right, when you're happy with that, you should just be able to rotate this back up, shimmy it in place. Again, make sure your slide bolts are rotated so they sit right on the slant, the cut of the metal on the piston half of the caliper. You'll see it. Get my top slide pin bolt, fish that in, get everything hand tight. Just tighten everything evenly before you torque it up. Hanger bracket bolt for your brake line, 14 millimeter. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that first. Nice and snug. You don't need it, but it does help to have a swivel for this top caliper bracket. So I'm just gonna get those tight with the ratchet and then go back to the slide pin bolts. And I will torque the slide pin bolts to 25 foot-pounds. 25 foot-pounds. Slide pin bolts. Okay, now I'm going to torque the caliper bracket bolts to 79 foot-pounds. I'm just going to go to 80 foot-pounds. It does help to have a swivel or a wobble for this top one, or a long extension, so either one. All right, everything's torqued up. Brake hose bracket, slide pins, caliper bolts. Everything's moving freely still. We're good to go. Take my nut off and we'll throw the wheel on. Be right back. All right, I'm not gonna show it, but torque spec I believe is 76 foot-pounds, and I'm probably just gonna run it up to 80 foot-pounds. Lower the car back down till the wheel touches, torque your lugs, and you should be good to go. So because you compress the caliper piston, gently start your car, gently push the brakes to work that piston back out and get the pads to contact your rotors, and then go break in the pads. So you can look up how to do that. Go break them in, break the new pads in. You might get a little smoking if you have a little oil left over on the rotors or from the new pads. So don't be too worried, but definitely just go in the neighborhood, you know, don't go straight on the highway. Be safe. It's a pretty straightforward job. Check out the links down below. I'll put some other helpful tools like caliper compressing tools, and I'll put that. I might rebuild this caliper because that boot is shot on the piston, so check back. I might do a video on that. Got a lot more videos in the works for the Corolla. I'm going to do the rear brakes, so check back for that. So subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. Leave a like and leave a comment. So thanks for watching. See ya.